So this tour has meant the world to me. It's just been, you know, they've called it a festival of joy, and it really, really has been that.
So creative. Hell, his album is amazing. Like, he's also such an amazing singer. He has it all.
You can always tell it's him, and that it's always a sense of something deeply felt. So that definitely comes across, and we love him for it. They're wonderful. Oh, Ben, she's really big. She's got a lazy blue, and more too, you know,
I was like, whoa, this guy's awesome. Like, he's so talented. Like, hello.
Ben's music is the soundtrack to my life, or at least my love life.
Ben's music means so much to me because it has been a huge part of the bond and the glue between me and my beloved.
When the Songs for You EP came out, it was during our birthdays, because we both have our birthdays in October.
We always listened to music together from the EP and the album, and went along this amazing adventure with him together.
It's definitely just one of those albums which you can just listen to on repeat forever, and there's a song for every mood, especially if you're feeling a little bit heartbroken.
You know, when you listen to an artist or an album on Spotify, and there's always one or two songs at least that you skip because they are just not that good and you don't like them that much. I don't have that with Ben. He's one of the few artists where I like every single song he wrote. So the only songs I sometimes skip are Far Too Soon and The In-Between, but simply because I can't cry in public.
And it's such an album that's so deeply felt, regardless of which of the songs you're listening to. It's so heartwarming to see every single one of the audiences reacting to his music, and his just light as a person, to be honest. I'm so glad this tour happened. I'm so glad this album happened. I'm so glad that Ben decided to pursue music.
Your music, it's hard to describe what it is for me, but it's like a bridge to my soul. You give words to feelings I can't give words to myself.
And just getting to see those amazing songs live, getting to hear and, you know, them sort of come to life, and see the joy on his face and how excited he was and how excited everyone else was for him was just like next level.
I'm very thankful that we got to speak with Ben briefly. He came round, and even though he had places to be, he stopped and he took photos with a couple of people, and he took friendship bracelets, and he was so sweet and lovely. And you could tell that comes across not only from him and from his music, but it's reflected like a mirror back from the audience.
A song during which I would play this cowbell. So that'd be fun for me.
Let just kind of fell in love with his music. The EP, the covers that he's done are just incredible. And then his newest music, his debut album, is just, honestly, it's chef's kiss. Music that you can have on repeat all day, every day, which I might be doing.
The meaning of Ben's music is like everything. It was the moment I really became a fan.
His new music, with how raw and emotional it is, there's a song, there's lyrics for like every kind of feeling. And as someone who's struggled with mental health for most of my life, it just kind of struck.
It, for me, is a way to express myself when I don't feel quite as articulate.
It also calms me in a way. It calms like the rush of emotions that I can feel.
And it's also a way for me to experience a wide range of emotions and let them sort of settle in and sink in when I need to be able to express them. So I am really grateful. I can't thank you enough.
You know, you had your covers and some of your films and music in them, and I could see how much you loved music, and you always talked about how much you loved it, and you know, it was just very overwhelming when your EP came out, and I was very proud as your fan to see you step so truly into your passion.
I mean, Killing Bono, Jackie and Ryan, or as we call it here in the UK, Love Me Like You Do. We all knew he could sing, so it was about time. We won't talk about that boy band. You know the one.
Actually, the first time I heard you sing was with High Rise, yeah, Leading Me On. I'm sorry, I know you hate it, but I didn't. I loved it. I thought it was amazing, and I thought your voice was amazing, and I was always just a bit sad that you didn't continue with music.
There's no greater joy than the fact that we're here now, being able to discuss an EP and an album and a tour, and not just a tour, a world tour, because you did the tour in 2023, which was also a delight and a festival of joy.
He has great taste in music. And as his music has been shared, it's become like a highlight of the day when I put it on. Always makes me feel better if I'm down, makes me feel inspired when I'm already up, and I can't wait to hear more and more from him.
Every concert I've attended has been absolutely amazing, and each one has created unforgettable memories. The emotion you bring to your performance is truly unique.
Where the Light Gets In means so much more to me. It's not just the soundtrack of my life, because it is. It is also the reason why I now believe that I can live my own dreams.
The love and the hope and the dreams and the someday that he sings about really does make me want to live my life to the fullest.
Watching Ben go out and make music and put it out and go on tour and just seeing him perform has inspired me to dream big. And I believe in myself a lot more because of that.
His music for me, it actually inspired me to write, because when he first came out with his EP Songs for You, I was actually in the process of trying to decide if I was going to release books because I love to write. And so I was kind of scared about writing my books and releasing them to the world because I was like, what if nobody likes it? And then when he came out with Songs for You and he talked about not wanting to live with regrets, that's what made me inspired to want to release my books. So since that I've released 3 books, and it's all thanks to Ben.
There's just so much heart in it. There's just so much honesty, and I think the value of doing something that scares you and being honest about the fact that it scares you is really important, because that's what inspires people. It's that raw, authenticity of saying, look, this is hard for me too. This doesn't really come easily, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it scared.
What I love about music is you make this music that feels so precious to you and it feels like vulnerable, and you put it out and you go, please like it. And then when you listen to it, it's got nothing to do with me.
He's not the type of person that believes his own hype like some people do in the acting world or entertainment. And I just think that I have a lot of respect for him as a person because he's just really, really nice and kind.
When he announced his tour, I know right away that I have to be at least one of his concerts. And it turned into 2, so I'm so happy.
Anyway, speaking of Hungary, there was someone from Hungary here tonight. Yes? Hi.
I had the privilege of seeing you live twice now, one in London in 2023 and this year in Manchester. In Manchester particularly was amazing. I got the chance to meet you and it was a dream come true. You were everything I ever imagined you would be. I mean, you're kind and gentle and humble and just about the sweetest human being I've ever met.
Just watching Ben and the band do their thing was next level and so fantastic. They're so amazingly talented, and I know how much care and love went into making this tour happen. And I'm so glad that Ben is sharing his light with us in this way and making space for connection, making space for creativity, and reminding us to chase and go after what really makes us happy.
It's a song about not letting other people stand in the way of you chasing your dreams and spending the time we have on this earth doing the things that you love to do.
I'm so glad to have been a tiny part of it and getting to impact fans in some way, even if just visually.
Hold please. No, I can't be able to get mine. Would you grab it? Sorry, I just looked down and saw a whole bunch of people had put on pirate eye patches and it made me really happy. Show me how to feel whole and how to heal when I'm in cracks
Whether Light Gets In is a very deeply personal album for me. Like so many of us, I struggle a lot with feeling loved, feeling enough, and this album reminds me that I am both.
My favorite song from Ben is actually Take Me to the Moon. It used to be a pirate song because I'm always a girl who likes, you know, like catchy music and, you know, like the whole vibes. But after Take Me to the Moon was released, I absolutely fell in love.
I've always been a big fan of sort of jazz and jazz standards and the American Songbook and soul music, old R&B.
Seeing Ben singing this song live truly changed my mind. It was just like, wow.
But it's always so lovely and heartwarming and nostalgic and emotional for me to listen to music that you can tell has been written from someone who has such a respectful and deep-seated love of that kind of old jazz standards or soul music or funk music in the way that Ben does.
I think one thing that I really love about his music is you can relate about it in so many different ways.
His music is such a great combination of pop music and those old influences that I love so much. It's a very connective style of music, and that is, as Ben's incredibly open. He's a private person, but he's incredibly open with his music and his heart, and you can tell when you interact with him in any capacity, whether it's through the screen or through the stage, a speaker. When you meet him in person, you're so drawn to him because of his warmth, and it's one of these things that comes through in the music so much.
Ben's music and his wonderful lyrics are like a balm for my soul, and I cannot pick my favorite song because it changes all the time depending on how I'm feeling and all that, and I think that's beautiful.
I do have like 2 or 3 songs I have some like deeper meanings to from my personal life.
I think I would really struggle to pick a favourite song from the album because I just love all of them so much.
Asking me to pick a favorite song from this album is like asking me to pick a favorite child. It cannot be done. There are a few songs that are very special to me though. One of them being Ritual. I listen to it every morning as I'm getting ready because it helps to keep me pumped up and ready for the day.
The first time I listened, I think Ritual really struck me. And then 3 New Hearts absolutely tore me to pieces. Really heart-wrenching, really raw, from a very vulnerable place. I think one of the songs that really resonated with me, especially on the tour for some reason, was 1 Minute More. I think it got me every time.
My favorite song would be 1 Minute More. I lost the person that really got me to enjoy music and arts in the first place at a very young age.
I think it's just such a relatable feeling. It's just, you know, that feeling of loving someone so much and knowing that you need to kind of let them go, but not being able to envisage your life without them as well. You know, and I think everyone gets that at some point in their life, whether it's a friend or a relative or a loved one of any description.
It was my grandfather. He was the one person that really inspired me to do what I enjoy.
It's incredibly painful, and I think it really struck a chord with me.
To me, 1 Minute More then became more of a reminder, I suppose, to not waste time anymore with the people that I love.
Just give me 1 minute more.
Sometimes there's just something about songs that really like draws you in.
From the album, it's, I think, the in-between. Because as he said, that everyone is like thinking about something else, something different when they listen to the songs. So I have that I think about my grandmas, like both of them.
The in-between, it reminds me of my friend Laura Lynn. She told me the deep meaning that it has for her, and that comes into my mind quite often when I listen to it, and it warms my heart because I adore her.
The songs have brought some healing and catharsis to more significant experiences in my life. Whether some life is stressful or challenging, and I can watch something he's in, or listen to Rise Up, or just look at that sweet, infectious smile, and my day is made immediately better.
In particular, your song Rise Up quite literally changed my life.
Rise up, glorious sun, bathe me deep in your glow, crown my brow, glorious one.
I just felt like it became a light when I couldn't see one. And even today, when I feel my mind going back to that place, I just listen to your song and it brings me comfort.
The song that hit the hardest from this one was Far Too Soon. When I met Ben in Dublin, I asked him about the song and I told him that it reminded me of my paternal grandparents. Unfortunately, they are both gone now. I never got to meet them, but that song hit really hard and it really reminds me of them.
Your music still brings me comfort today, not just Rise Up, but basically all of your songs. 1 Minute More always reminds me of my grandfather and brings me to tears. My grandfather was my best friend and my greatest supporter and my hero, and he passed away 2 years ago.
Probably the title track of the new album has to be one of my favorites, purely because it's so welcoming and promotes such, a connective energy to other people and warmth and kindness and deep feeling that, you can't help but be sucked into it.
It's impossible to just choose one favorite song. I've always loved Ordinary Day ever since I heard it. I love the idea of romance that it portrays.
Ordinary Day, and because I love that song so much and that means so much to me. That's my first tattoo I got.
Hold on for an ordinary day, choosing then choose what to say.
Favorite song, there's a couple, but 11:11 is my favorite because that's the first one, because duh. And then my favorite right now is actually Someday, because I love the line, one day I won't wait for someday, because I feel like someday is about making your own way in the world and not letting people stop you or tell you no. And I just love that. Like that song makes me feel so uplifted.
There's a poem by Dylan Thomas about not giving in as you get older. And I realised that you don't have to be getting older to start not giving in. You can start not giving in right now and pursue the things that you love. And he wrote a line that said, "We will not go gentle into that good night." So when you push through those doors at the back at the end of this, don't go gently. Go with some verve, some vim, some passion, and go do the things that you care about. This song's called Someday.
My favorite song off the album is Someday. It's my favorite song ever, and it is the soundtrack to me living my best life at this moment.
Someday, not only am I a huge fan of Callahan as well, so it's really cool for me that he helped co-write the song, but also, it's such a motivator and reminds you to not, put off the things that you really want to do. One of those things was coming on this tour, and I know for a lot of people it was.
There's so much heart in Ben's music, and it's been a huge creative inspiration for me. It's been the soundtrack to so many important moments already. But if I had to pick one favorite song, obviously it would be Someday, because it's about not waiting forever to go after what you want and not waiting for permission and realizing that the only time that we really have is now.
I love Ritual so much. It has this grand gospel-like choir sound, but also really, really deeply romantic lyrics, I think.
And also Beloved. Beloved, that one is great. But yeah, there's a lot of great songs on this new album.
And I also love the quieter and more somber songs like Far Too Soon and The In-Between, even though they make me cry every single time.
I just love every single song. I feel like you have one for like every single situation in your life, which is just so amazing.
His music is so special and so reflective of him, and I think it's what draws people to him.
Desperately need to go back to the energy, the joy of your concerts, make some more Benships, and just see you, Human Sunshine, killing it.
I mean, I'm really not ready for this tour to be over, even though it is. I'm reliably informed, but honestly, I had the best time listening to some of the most incredible artists playing their incredible music, and I'm really, really lucky. So I'm really trying to, not be sad it's over, but be glad it happened. But I really hope it happens again soon.
Give me 1 minute more.